This podcast episode is brought to you by Itopia Life Herb House, where cannabis and culture combine for a one-of-a-kind experience. Visit them at 10A West Kings House Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Also follow them on IG at Itopia Life or their webpage at itopialife.com for the latest info on strains and merch. This podcast episode is also brought to you by
Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique. Guys, you can check them out in Portmore at 23 West Tradeway. That's 23 West Tradeway in Portmore. And guys, you can use my code Ariane10. That's ARIANNE10 to get 10% off your next bundle purchase. That's Ariane10 to get 10% off your next purchase.
I want to say, yo, big up Shark Barbers. I cannot forget this. My barber, Sean, the man say, for tell you, say, in rate you. Them say, yo, me I go do it. And say, you know I go do it. Man say, bet. You go see me do it in the intro of the video. Them.
Big up Barber, yeah.
The big up Shark Barbers
Shark
located
Barbers.
at 9 Branstraff Square. Steve, big up your damn self.
There you go.
Sean, you can give me a special gift.
Yeah, you don't know. Shortcut Barber, salute.
See it there?
See the Steve.
You can get
Your
that
free haircut for life. We have a big up Fix merch.
Yeah,
Alright, you can cop the black tee with the white logo, the blue tee with the faded logo, the Fix mask, as well as the Fix cup at teespring.com/stores/thefixja. Alright, as we said, we have a special guest in the building. This is one of them guests that we don't have to use special lightly or loosely. We can, it actually means something.
True.
You see me?
True.
Sean Parr, give
Appreciate
thanks
that.
again
Yeah,
for being here.
Come on.
Yeah, man. It's a curious time in which you choose to join us because we've had conversations with several, you can say like figureheads in a dancehall about, you know, international artists and what it takes to be an international artist and things like that. So I just want to ask you, like, your experiences being signed to a major label over the years. To make some people know what that's like, because like certain people probably don't even understand.
In terms of the push that they give you, the amount of people that that know your work, it's a great thing. But also in terms of, in my experience, getting them to try to understand the culture and actually represent it in the proper way is like pulling teeth. With I mean, no disrespect to them, it's just the world it has differences in it.
Yeah.
It's a big place, even though it's small. but you know, just like how you hear a story here, so, and then you tell the story to Ari, and then by the time go around the room now, by the time come to you, I say, but Ari, how you tell them that? And she just tell them that. It's like, so it's like pulling teeth in terms of trying to get them to understand how we think and what we like, and then also they trying to get me to understand what sells for them.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? So those things are, you have to be somebody that can take the ups and downs and give and take. You know what I mean? Because here in Jamaica there's so much competition that you want more and more songs out there, and then you get signed, or you know somebody believe in you and you feel good about that, and then they're like, no, slow down, and you say, what? Me dey on the treadmill, me I run, no make me get cool, you know what I mean? No take me off, like no put me on the bench, coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance. You have to be really balanced throughout your whole life. But when it comes down to this, I would say ball game. This big ball game is a different type of balance than playing a scrimmage in the backyard.
True.
When you play the scrimmage in the backyard, you can ask Bailey or Sterling. Sometimes them friend who can't play ball in the big arena with them pop style and bust up beer net and
Bag of pile and
and no, what I'm saying is on the little field, those people might do excellent, but then transfer them to where Sterling a play is like. It's a total different ball game.
Yeah.
So that is to be taken into account as well.
Yeah. So how were you able to adapt to that? Because I mean, I remember we talked to Jeremy, and Jeremy saying that even just a line have to be changed because it completely changed their whole I guess idea on it, and it is a big stop for them, so they don't really want be involved in the creative that way, but they're still kind of involved in it. So it's like how are you able to adapt and change and feel like, you know, I'm going to try and stay true as much as I can to me, my culture, the and dancehall, but still, you know, having to play the game.
3 L's. Look, listen, and learn. Look, listen, and learn. You have to watch what them say, listen what them say, and learn how to adapt yourself to it without feeling like you sell your soul, without feeling like you're leaving people behind, without feeling like you're totally changing your whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My problem with a lot of when younger artists are popping off, when they sign, them sound different all of a sudden, and we don't even, like Wiz Khalifa is one of them for me. When I heard his mixtape, I was like, yeah,
That is true.
And then when him come, it was different, and but he understood it. He understand the game, and when you come to that point, for somebody to understand him, as I say, him look, listen, and him learn, and say, all right, well, this sits fine with me to be able to do this or do that. Know what I mean? So with me, quite a bit of that happened too, in terms of after the first 2 albums, then they start showing me, say, yo, these songs are the ones doing better, and why, you know, go in that direction more. And I'm like, but me have my own crowd for kind of, you know what I mean, for protect. You know what I mean? I don't want to kind of lose that vibe. But it's a give and take, as I said.
Yeah.
And you have things to weigh in life, like even when I do like 50 songs and then it cut down to 12 songs that they want to put on the album, you have to say, but that song is number 20, it's bad. You know, I want it. And they're like, well, you know, don't bother than these to us. So you have to kind of, and there's times where I fight. Fight for some songs too. And that time is very nerve-wracking, because you will stick your head out now, you will put your whole head on a block and say this, and them say, all right, go on with it, and you go, and it's like, yeah, and then they're like,
quite work as
and then they don't even say see it there, no, they don't turn them back and go on for the next.
I freaking told you, Sean.
Yeah, they don't say that though. That's the thing. You just have to know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, Sean,
damn,
just
they
tell
did
me.
say.
I saw all of them sound, that's all the record label, so people
Yeah,
sound
mostly.
to me.
Yeah, you know what my favorite one was? When them used to say to me, well, what do you think? And I said, well, I think this, and that's what I think. I was like, what?
Sure.
Why you ask me that and then say that? Like every time I say what me think, that's what you think. And I was like, blow out. So you start wondering if this person is even real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't say that I don't feel in my heart that I stray too far from the root of what is dancehall. I know I went a lot pop with certain things like She Doesn't Mind. Songs like that is weird. Like sometimes I even have like my brethren surround and say, yo, who's singing that part there? I was like, me singing, man. Yeah. No, never know you sing falsetto. And it's like, boy, the producer had said me to do it. I'm gonna try it like as a demo. And I was saying to him, no, who you say I go sing that part, you know? And him say, I'm gonna leave it. You song go. I said, what? No, bro. No, yeah, trust me. I went away from the studio that night there. And the next day, man, I said, yo, the song bad, so who you gonna get for sing it? And he's like, I'm leaving you in there. That's dope. About 3-4 days, I call him back, say, yo, you're gonna ruin my career, bro. you know what I mean?
People never even know, say you are, wouldn't even know.
But then I took the chance and I took the step, you know, I look back on my career and say, okay, I'm coming from a place where do songs like Give Me the Light or even Deport Them, and you know, songs were more like authentical, hardcore rhythms, and me I spit lyrics and not really singing, and not singing the falsetto and everything there. And then I'm like, all right, I can expand a little and take the chance now. So it's that good with me after a while. But trust me, sometimes it's nerve-wracking. You feel like your fan base. I always wanted to just impress Jamaica from as a kid. When I thought I could do this, and then seeing my brethren Daniel do it, and saying wow, and standing up in Sting for about and some fest about 5 years straight, looking up there going, yo, next year is me, that, you know, next year, and it, you know, it took more than 5 years, like 6 years, for me even reach a stage like that. So you worry about that fan base because when it all boil down back to it, like COVID time now, yes, I'm live.
Yeah.
And I would never want this crowd to be like, psh, which some are.
Yeah,
And
we're spoken about it.
Yeah.
And you can't have everybody. You cannot be somebody that everybody love. In life, you know what I mean? That's just impossible. Everybody can't love you. So you have to kind of get used to that. And it's something where my mother tell me from a picnic. And also, Steely from Steely and Cleavey, God rest him soul, him tell me as a joke one time, and it stick with me. You know, the pole argument. I don't know if I tell you last time or there, but him say, music is like them give you like a ladder for climb or a pole. And everybody around you cheer you while you climb up it, and them never tell you say them grease the middle of the ladder or the pole.
No, I'm never.
So right, that's so now you start slip on you go, and the same people that cheer you, them a cheer you know, say, hey, what's that? You know what I'm saying? So it got my skin thick, and from as a kid, my mom's an artist, and she would try have an exhibition, and she come home and say, you know, you put your all into this, and you know, so the people critiquing it, or the people that even coming to buy it and say, no, I don't think it's worth that much. You know, so them can't even draw a stick figure upon the paper.
True.
You know what I mean? So it kind of annoying and frustrating, but at the same time,
You need them.
Yeah.
Because I think that we're having this discussion, like, you know, even though it's hard to try and balance that off, wanting to please these people, and because themselves probably don't even know how to sing, them can't even play an instrument, like they don't have nothing to do with music, but you need them because they react to it.
Yeah.
And you want people to react to it.
And trust me, that reaction gives me something, you know, give me
Yeah.
a lot of energy, a lot of juice in the brain, creativity. So like even doing these live performances without crowd, it's kind of harder for me, because when I'm in the crowd, I can feel, say, yeah, them people want more energy from me. You know,
Yeah.
as me give them give me back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I start getting more involved in the show, them too, and without that kind of like make me feel like channel. You know what I mean?
So you're not adjusting to this COVID thing, but I feel
Not
like
really,
everything
not much.
cancelled though. But I know you do, like, I mean, certain shows.
I've done
have
one
them
or two
internet,
shows, and I
yeah.
have a next one coming up soon. But it's not something I love at all. It feel like rehearsal, and when I'm in rehearsal, yeah, I do it. And
To get
do
the
it
mechanics
full.
right, it's almost like you get the mechanics right, but when you go on stage, it's a different kind
Yeah,
of.
when you go on stage, it's
Yeah.
like a magic to you. It's
Yeah.
like you don't make no mistake, even though you might, you know, notice it. Cause the scream and the sweat and the steam, everything are going. And I mean, it's like maybe what a carnival raver would get because by being on the road. That energy is like, yo, this is amazing. You know what I mean? So when I'm doing rehearsal, yeah, my mind is there totally 100%, and I'm preying it. But it's not like being like I would be on tour. You buck your toe, your toe hurt you. You don't really eat nothing from there, but the show start and you have to go on and you feel miserable. And honest to God, like you hear them calling him and you hear the scream them and a smile that's come on your face, and it's a different energy.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know,
what I
so
mean?
that's for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it gives you that creative energy and the juices to just go out there and do the thing. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you, because as there's been a conversation lately about, you know, international artists and, you know, who's the next one. What is it that, from your vantage point, that local artists don't get to be an actual international artist?
I think that it have a lot to do with us, our persona here, our national personality. Then I don't know what you call it. Part of the culture thing. Sometimes we have a lot of what we call bravado, or what we would call confidence. And it come off as overconfident to sometimes to some people. There's a part of being humble that kind of, no matter how strong somebody confident, it kind of sometimes make you move straight through this. You know what I mean? It's almost like the little joke, like you know, the little man with, or the short little youth can just kind of walk through the crowd. Nobody not see him. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You see the styling she do a while ago, Sean, you saw it, right?
I did.
You see,
I
no,
did.
I
I
did
meant
nothing to
kids.
deserve that.
I meant
That was
kids.
out of
I didn't
nowhere.
do anything. I just looked
You
that
see, I know
way.
me one
I was
do them
looking at
sitting
the
there.
time.
Alright.
No, but it's kind of like the humble. Sometimes that humble effect it does help. Now I was watching you and Left Side talk the other day,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing I was saying like about 69 about the youth there. I mean, it's braggadocious and bossy and rainbow hair and bagger. Something him going with. But when you talk to him, he's a normal person. Similar to like me and Marianne Hall when we first meet her, go up on tour with her. You know what I mean? Lady Star at the time. Up on stage, she had the rawest, hardcore. And when you meet her, she yeah, me have some sea creature selling her, you know, buy them. I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, man, and she had that picnic and she tell you about that part of her life and you're like, yo, this don't seem like the same person.
And
to
Right.
can I tell you personally, say, I see him with you?
Yeah.
That you have a right to be the hypest person in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And we've
See?
seen you out and about and you see us say, yo, no, like, you know, I'm nothing about you in terms of, yo, my big artist, him for heal me first, like all them things.
See
Like,
that?
you don't have that about you.
But
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I mean, that part of the humbleness carries me a long way.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that a lot of us in the business recognize or realize. We live in a relatively small island, so you know once you start becoming popular, it kind of gets to your head. It does. I thank God that I have the same basic team around me. My family's been around me, and them keep me grounded, man. Them no ram for tell me say youth, what you do? And make me look back for myself and say, oh yeah, for real. You know what I mean? And it helped me to guide my own humbleness when I'm not around them. I remember who I am. And a lot it have to do with, I guess, that a lot of artists start at a young age here. And I did too, but I didn't really break until I was 24.
Yeah.
So by that time,
So
I
you had
know
to
who
toil,
me be.
eh?
I know who me be them time, them, man. And it's like, me not chuck nothing upon nobody. Even though I've probably been arrogant to people before, they've probably catch me in a bad mood. There's probably times where people think me just too hype, you know. But mostly, the humble thing is where people, as you say, when you hear the song them, and when you see the video them, and when you might see me on stage, you're like, oh, this guy kind of feel a lot about himself, you know what I mean? And then you will meet me, and the humble part there, it carried me through.
Yeah.
Not telling a lie. One thing to remember is that all of us are tributaries to the main. So the main to me is the almighty creator of all things. And we are part of that energy. So for me to start thinking that I am that energy, that's a wrong feeling.
There's so many things that I want to unpack because to just say it plain and clear is like very toxic, and again it's a very masculine industry that we're in. So it's toxic masculinity with so many men feeling like they're the greatest. But I mean, some would say
like it speaks to your baller point too.
Yeah.
Like me have a thing, me have a term for it, national syndrome.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're the boss out there, but like when you go over so now in those type of settings and you have the same attitude, the man will say, who is you? Like, what have you done?
But not only that, you go feel say that's true that you they who up against you look like him can't mash hands.
yeah.
You not realize so when you go so boom and push a foot and he goes so roops and go around and scoot, you say blah wow. You know what I mean? That him is way talented in skill and thing too, so you can't really judge the book by the cover and you can't really just overlook people like that.
True,
You know what I
and
mean?
then I was saying like but it's almost like a defense mechanism when you really look at it here, like so many people that especially it says start out so young and you know they're in a social media age where negativity, especially in the comment section, is so rampant. Like you have to, it is a thing where them say that they have to build up themselves.
Yeah.
That in order to survive.
I
this.
get that too.
Yeah.
I get that too. But that's how I approach the track. That's how I approach the stage. I saw me approach interview. but like that persona, you have to remember, say it's a part of your ego, it's a part of your culture, a part of your personality.
Yeah.
But it is not fully you.
Because that's it, the dichotomy of separating. Because when I reminisce or I recall Left Side interview is Tekashi and Daniel Hernandez, and it's like artists always have to walk that duality and the dichotomy of them personality, where it's the stage versus when them go home when the light is off.
Yeah, man.
Damian Sam, the mere mortal again.
And most artists I meet, if you meet them and they're still that persona.
Yeah. It's like how you can tell the difference though, like, because I'm sure you deal with people all the time, like them act the same way on stage in the interviews. Yeah, and
it kind of show you off as a person. Because you try to relate to them or them try to relate, and it don't, nobody's that's person 100% 24/7.
Exaggerated, eh?
Yeah, because we all learn, we all grow, we all are taught things that like mash up weird, like what, I never know that. And if you don't get humbled by certain things like that, then you kind of, you're in your own bubble.
Yeah. So
lost.
that's it too. That, and I don't mean to cut it, to bring it back to the label point, and when you go overseas, when you have that sort of the bravado, the toxic masculinity that you have to put up, it's a different thing on a wall when you meet up the label exec, and it's like,
I mean, I hear a lot of people say it worked for Kanye West. Him stand up on the table and say, I'm going to be the biggest rapper in the world, but I can remember quite a few years that he was nothing.
Yeah, was he doing that before?
Yeah, and you knew him when he was just
I didn't
regular.
know him, but I met him before, and he was humble with me.
Yeah.
But I've met people who were like, yo, that was always Kanye from the beginning, and that's why people couldn't stand him. Them eyes are talk about himself and go up on the table and do this and that, and it's like, you're really talented, bro, and thing, but sometimes people just can't take that vibe there. You know what I'm saying? Because them have them own life, them have them own things to deal with. Them have probably other artists that they like and respect. And is a thing in them head, but you know, this guy arrogant. You know what I mean?
Like it seems like there's always a performance.
Yeah. But how you adjust that though? Is it a thing where you need to adjust that personality in order to gain favor? Because I watch a show called Woke, and I mean, you need to watch it on Hulu. Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's a new show, and
free plug.
But is the whole gist of it is like a young artist in like a actual draw artist.
Yeah. Paint and draw. Yeah.
No, like he's a cartoonist, and you know, like he got the opportunity to break big, but then is some traumatic event happened with the police, and he all of a sudden become woke, and you know, he failed, or he missed an opportunity to go big. And one of the things that the person was saying is like, you know, John Legend, he had to write 1,000 Ordinary People. He had to play the game. He had to adjust his personality before he could actually make the change and do the things that he wanted to do. So is I think it's a thing like that where dancehall artists, they have to learn to just adjust and play the game in order to get what they want and do what they want and be the Kanye exaggerated version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, because that's what it's entertaining to see sometimes. I mean, not sometimes. That's why it's called entertainment.
Yeah.
People love to see that and the persona, and like me personally, love to see killer persona, like when they're on a youth or when they're on a thing, but more time reason with them different, and you see, it's not a different total person, but you understand, say, that is Rodney Price.
True.
And then, you know, when him need to turn on that, and the respect is there for that, because nobody else can do what him do. You know what I mean? But then, again, as I say, the humble thing is what I have, I don't even want to say used. It's just naturally been a part of me to respect people. Because, you know, I step into the building, I don't know everybody sometimes, I don't know who is who, and I want to make sure, say, I'm not step on nobody's foot and them kind of thing. That you have some people where you just bust through the door and and it don't really sit with everybody good all the time. And I'm not saying that, you know, every time you're off stage or off for the thing that you must just be a very humble, meek little mouse. But there's times where you have to notice it, say, yo, I'm in a place right now where I don't know who them people be. So, and I've always been that way. My mother used to say, you know, you go in a room, you're the quietest person, as me I look, listen, and learn. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing what I use with the label them. I don't know nothing about music business. Never did. I know music what I like, I know how to write a song when I like and them step in there and more hear what them have to say. Because the more I have to say, is the more they are going to know either he's very knowledgeable or he's a dummy.
Mm.
So me just sit and take in everything, like, you know, all the info that I need to. And then I can make my decision of where I want to go and where I want to talk. And over the years, I kind of learn more about the business in that respect and in that way.